Recently engaged in a very mentally challenging trial involving his ex-wife and the Aquaman star Amber Heard, Depp has recently announced that he's done with Disney. But why though? How does his splitting from Amber Heard have anything to do with him refusing to do more Pirates of the Caribbean movies? And what will the movies even look like without our very own Jack Sparrow? So, as pretty much everyone knows that Johnny Depp and Miss Heard have been visiting the court quite often. But it all got a lot more intense after the couple split up, and the Aquaman star published an essay in the Washington Post. Because by claiming to have survived sexual assault more than a few times and being a victim of society, Amber Heard indirectly pointed her finger toward Johnny Depp. And can you imagine how much damage that caused? One of the most iconic actors in the history of Hollywood, who gave life to so many characters like Edward Scissorhands, Jack Sparrow, Willy Wonka, etc., witnessed the shocking and heartbreaking downfall of his career. And an A-list celebrity and an all-time heartthrob like Johnny Depp was being paid only $1 million for a movie? That's just the icing on the cake, but it's not all that surprising, as that is what physical and sexual assault allegations do to you. But from seeing the peak of his glorious career to being paid less than the B-list celebrities, Johnny Depp thoroughly experienced the roller coaster of his career. But what does all of that have to do with Depp rejecting Disney? Isn't he financially suffering enough already? Don't worry, we will explain everything to you. So let's take it from the start. As everyone knows, Depp was single-handedly carrying the entire POTC franchise, and despite having made 5 movies, the Pirates of the Caribbean series was still unbeatable and got praised every time, and was one of the most successful series launched by Disney. This, of course, made Johnny Depp a big asset, but after the Depp-Heard trial, just like several other career opportunities, the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise also slipped out of Johnny's hands. You know when a friend stabs you behind your back, it hurts worse than your enemy openly attacking you? Something like that happened with our Captain Jack Sparrow. When you've been working with the same franchise for more than a decade and have been giving them hits one after the other, you become familiar with every single person on the set. You become familiar with the management. You become familiar with your cast members and everything else. And if something as unfortunate as a defamation trial comes out of nowhere and wrecks your entire career, you start losing jobs, how would you feel if the same franchise pushed you away just so that their name stays clear? Betrayed. That's right. And when everything was going downhill for Depp after Amber published her essay in the Washington Post, Disney kicking him out of their most famous and beloved franchise was quite a surprise. So why did Disney do that? Well, at the time, the Me Too movement was also at its peak, and several women were speaking up about their experiences with physical and sexual assault. So back then, it felt too evil to even question anyone who claimed to be physically or sexually assaulted. Moreover, several social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter were on fire, and there were non-stop debates everywhere. Now, we're not being the jury and pointing out the victim and the criminal, but in a time like this, several people take advantage of the others being a little brave about their past trauma and become one of them for their personal gains. And to make sure that no one raises a finger toward Disney for employing a man who has been accused of physically and sexually assaulting his wife, Disney decided to part their ways with Depp even before the court verdict came out. It is a little sad that they didn't even bother to wait for the verdict, and despite spending so much time with Johnny while filming 5 movies of the franchise, Disney ran away from Johnny like he had the plague. Throughout his career, only Amber was the one who had accused him of assault, and ironically, the second time he was accused, that is when his career started to go downhill. Ever since that, he has been suffering financially and has been a target for several people who are treating the Depp and Heard trial like it's a soap opera. One of the worst things coming out of this entire situation is the fact that Depp's children also had to suffer from a lot of comments and hate. And while he was being cross-examined during the defamation trial, the attorney of Amber Heard, Ben Rottenborn, asked him,
The fact is, Mr. Depp, if Disney came to you with $300 million and a million alpacas, nothing on this earth would get you to go back and work with Disney on a Pirates of the Caribbean film.
That is true, Mr. Rottenborn.
And another reason why Depp was so hurt after Disney fired him was that they kept cashing after firing him, and didn't even remove his character from the franchise. As we mentioned earlier that Johnny Depp, or to be precise, his character Captain Jack Sparrow, was one of the biggest attractions and reasons behind the success of the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. So even after they parted ways with Johnny Depp, Disney kept selling dolls and other merchandise related to his character. Now that is just simply unethical. If you're so scared and offended by the idea of employing someone who is accused of assaulting a woman, why do you feel so comfortable selling the merchandise and other products related to Depp's character in the franchise? Are your morals only limited to what affects your reputation? The Charlie and the Chocolate Factory star was also extremely offended and didn't hesitate before speaking up in court.
So they didn't remove my character from the ride. They didn't stop selling dolls of Captain Jack Sparrow. They didn't stop selling anything. They just didn't want there to be something trailing behind me that they'd find.
Depp was also very open about how the accusations made by Amber Heard have severely damaged his career. The Edward Scissorhands star mentioned how the court's verdict might not be able to do much either. No matter the outcome of this trial, I will carry that for the rest of my days. I'm suing her over defamation and the various falsities that she used to bring my life to an end. When someone pointed out the fact that Amber never really directly mentioned him in his Washington Post essay, and that the downfall of his career was the consequences of his own actions and problematic behavior, Depp shot a reply back. It would be a real simple turn to think that there was an effect on my career based on Miss Heard's words, whether they mentioned my name or not. I strongly believe that my career was done from the second the allegations were made against me. After the last movie of the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise came out, Dead Men Tell No Tales, it was expected that the last movie of the series would come out and the journey of Captain Jack Sparrow would come to an end. But now, no one knows anything about the 6th installment and whether Jack Sparrow will come back or not. And while some people claim that the 6th installment will have the Suicide Squad star Margot Robbie and the script will be by Christina Hudson, once again, none of it is confirmed, and a lot of people are still hoping for Johnny Depp to come back. Honestly, it does make sense. How can you even imagine a Pirates of the Caribbean movie without Captain Jack Sparrow or Johnny Depp? And no offense to any other actors, but we genuinely doubt that any other person will be able to give life to the character the way Johnny did. So, to try their best to get Depp back in the last installment of the franchise, millions of people all over the world have started a petition. Once again, democracy is one of the most beautiful things out there, and if it can get our old Jack Sparrow back, then what else could be better? Can you guess how many people have already signed this petition? As soon as the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial caught the media's attention, thousands of people rushed outside courtrooms and started defending Depp on social media platforms as well. And it's not like this stupendous support was meant for the streets only. The petition has now gathered more than 400,000 signatures, and the numbers are still increasing. So, will Depp play Jack Sparrow again? For the sake of his very own and beloved fans? Or is the attorney of Amber Heard correct, and he will never return to Disney? Let's wait and watch. That was all for today's video. Click on one of the 2 videos on your screen right now.